got a fish. Oh, that's a big fish. Alright, tonight I'm fishing with the chatterbait. So the chatterbait is a bladed jig. So a blade here kicks side to side and back and forth. Causes a bunch of turbulence in the water. Skirt will kind of pulsate. The little weed guard's going to help me from getting snagged up on really crazy stuff. And then you usually have some sort of trailer. I alternate between craws and grub style trailers. And the biggest factor is profile size. So if the bass are being kind of finicky, haven't gotten anything on the craw, we'll switch over to that smaller profile. Give them a little bit of an easier target to kind of key in on. Smaller profile, something that is a little more appetizing, easier for them to get down. You do have the potential of catching a smaller fish that way, or getting more nibbles from smaller fish, but I see no difference in hookups with the larger fish. They will smack that bait just the same. A lot of times we'll work the bait in one direction, a craw in one direction usually, and if the craw didn't get any baits or bites, craw doesn't get any bites, or the bite is slow, we'll switch it up a little bit. So we're actually going to adjust this trailer. I don't know if you can see that. That tail isn't going to do anything with the way that skirt is like that. So we're going to pull this down a little bit. We're actually going to just reset that. Did too far up. We're going to come right in here and leave that hanging out back. You want that tail kicking. That added movement gives them something to key in on. So when I'm fishing a chatterbait, more often than not, dragging and pausing, reeling in my slack. Drag, pause, reel in the slack. When you pause, it gives those bass an opportunity to commit. If you're burning it back to the bank, if you're cranking as fast as you can, there's a time and place for that when they're super active and they'll chase it. You'll get some good bites that way, some really strong bites. But you're going to miss a lot of fish who are just not going to be interested. They will trail you all the way to the bank and they won't commit. That pause is that last little, it gives them the okay. It triggers something naturally that says this is injured, it's an easy target, and we're going to slam it. Almost all of my bites come either on the fall or on a pause. Very rarely am I getting a bite just on a straight retrieve. A lot of the fishermen that use chatterbaits are going to tell you when the blades stop, set the hook. And that's fine. I did that for a while I was using them as well. You start to figure out the feel of grass. Oh, the feel of a nibble, which is what that was. Little ticks. It's probably a bluegill or something nipping at my tail. You're going to notice the difference. You're going to feel it. And setting the hook like that, you're going to set your hook right into a stump, to a rock. You're going to dull your hooks and whatever else. So generally won't. What I will do is when I'm doing that pull retrieve, I'll put a little extra tension on the line. I have a fast action tip on this rod. It's a 7-foot medium heavy fast action. And what that means is I can feel this blade just tugging away all the way down the rod. I usually have the end of the rod tucked underneath my arm on my side. I can feel that vibration. If it stops, I put a little tension on the line, kind of give it a small crank, just, you know, small little click over. And if I feel a wiggle, then I'll set the hook. You know, if it feels different, I'll set the hook. It's a little stouter. You're gonna know, you're gonna feel it. It's gonna bounce off a rock. It's gonna get hung up in grass. Right? You're just gonna know, and it will save you some headache, save you some money too. These bladed jigs, they're not cheap. You know, I think this actual chatterbait that I'm using, Chatterbait is a brand of bladed jig, it's about $6 or $7. You know, all the way up to 15 or 16 for things like the jackhammer and stuff like that. So it gets expensive. You know, I'm not a professional by any means, and I want to save my baits as much as possible, and that's kind of how I figured out, you know, how to do it. You know, just being in tune with your tackle, with your tools, and with your lure. This is a pretty good blow up over here, so I'm probably going to get fouled up a lot in casting, but okay, we got to keep on moving. Nothing over here, keep on moving. Well, guys, I think I'm going to head out for the day. I hope that this video was informative. We're going to be doing some more how-tos, tying knots and using different lures and different ways to get hooked up on spinning bass. We will catch you on the next one.